Yeah, yeah. Welcome to episode number 1 of what it looks like to heal, evolve, and love, also known as the will to heal. What it looks like to heal, evolve, and love. I'm October Brown. See, I don't even know what else to call myself. So just tonight I'm a host. You know what I mean? Tonight I'm a host. Tonight I'm a conduit. Tonight I am just in alignment with my purpose. And my purpose is to be here with you guys, my people, my tribe. What up, though? This is Evolutionary Enterprises, Evolutionary Lifestyles. You might be watching through October Brown. You might be on my IG. You might be on my Facebook. You might be on my YouTube. But at the end of the day, you here. You here because you're aligned with what you need to be doing. You feel me? Like, ain't no jokes here. So we here to get straight to it. We here to get cooking. We here to talk that talk. We here to bring more content to your social media experience so that you are really embracing the full experience of social media. Social media can be a distraction. It can be something that just takes up your time that you run through day to day. But with me, I'm trying to bring you a perspective that you can respect. I'm trying to bring you some information that you might need. Because honestly, we all going through the same process. We all doing the same, not the same things, but we are all evolving. And that's what evolutionary represents. The evolutionary is you. The evolutionary is me. The evolutionary is her. The one that is trying to just be better than they were yesterday. It's not about being perfect. We don't believe in perfect over here. We don't strive for perfection over here. Even though I'm a perfectionist, we don't strive for perfection because we know we're always going to be let down. You know, so with that being said, we're going to tap into this moment right now. We're embarking on a new moon. We are in a retrograde. We are starting a new season. And it's Libra season. It's a lot going on, my people. A lot going on. And we can't even discount any of it. Every part of it, every facet of it, every layer of it has a purpose. It all has a purpose. It's no linear expedition. Like, you got to go here, there, up, down, left, right, A, B, C, A, B. Like, it's just how it goes. So where we at right now, this veil is open, man. A lot of people are being triggered. A lot of truths are being revealed. A lot of secrets are being revealed. A lot of things that we have held back and didn't really speak on are being brought to light. And it's a real deal. Like, we should just gotta let that flow. I mean, I was a victim of it the other day. I'm not a victim. I was a participant of it the other day because I added on my 2 cents on some BS that was going on, knowing that everybody was just triggered. Everybody was just shocked. Everybody was just going through their own reaction. I just couldn't sit still. It was just sitting in my stomach, and I just had to say something. I just had to say something. And that was my fault. And I admit it, and I stand 10 toes, and that's what this is about, accountability today. What is accountability to you? Drop that in the chat, man. What does accountability mean to you? What is accountability? For me, the definition of accountability, being responsible for your shit. Standing 10 toes on your decisions. Whatever decision that you make, you better be ready for the consequences of that. If something don't work out on a move you made, you better be like, all right, well, damn, that ain't work out the way I wanted it to. Go back to the drawing board and do better. They ain't know, well, they did this and they stopped me and they did. No, you need to realize, all right, damn, that ain't work out. And the thing sometimes that we do is we start from the most recent problem instead of 8 or 9 steps prior. We just look at the outcome. We look at what we did and be like, damn, that ain't work out because of that. Nah, we ain't even see that we weren't even in alignment with that. We ain't even ready for that. But we're going to move on from that. We're going to talk about that in another episode. But accountability, standing 10 toes on your shit. I don't care if you're a man or woman. Once you reach a certain age, a certain level of awareness, you are now responsible for your shit. Like I have two 18-year-olds, man, and I don't want to bring them into this whole, program. But I told my daughter, I said, yo, like, you're 18 now. Like, what you do from here on out is a reflection of your efforts. It's a reflection of what you put forth. You know what I mean? Like, that's a big deal. Talking about being grown. Being grown is being accountable. And for us as a people of color, accountability is the next level of revolution. Let me say that again. Accountability is the next level of revolution. Accountability is revolutionary. If you think about it, we weren't taught to be people that thought for themselves. We weren't taught to be people that were responsible for themselves. We were taught to be dependent on a system that was going to keep us, I'm not going to use the word safe, I'm not going to use the word protected, that was used, a system that was set up to keep us in a place of comfort for other people. Is that enough? Is that enough? Do I need to keep going? We were put here, we were brought here to uphold a system that kept other people comfortable. So for us to form our own opinions, for us to be critical thinkers, for us to be ambitious, for us to maximize our potential, it was not set up for that. So we look at what the circumstances we dealt with and what's going on in our lives and, what's been going on for generations. And we like, why won't it just let up? Why aren't they helping? Why is it so difficult for me to rise? Why can't I get past this mark? Because we're still asking to be let past that mark. We're still waiting for somebody to bring us to this next level. We're still hoping that this is going to change, that somebody else is going to change, that somebody else is going to change. Nah, bro. Nah, queen. Nah, bro. Ain't nobody changing. Ain't nobody changing, man. Why would they change a system that works for them? Why would they? Like, I mean, you an ally, cool. You speak up, you come to rallies, cool. You marched last year, cool. You feel outraged, cool. I guarantee you, you ain't gonna tell your boss, nah, give whatever the minority sister, I don't even want to use a name, that's stereotypical. How much is she making? She's been working her ass off. Like, literally, she knows more than I know. Like, is our pay the same? I need her pay to be the same as my pay because I know that I've been invited to these cookouts that I never see her at. I've been invited to these company events that I don't even think she got the email to. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't want to be brought to the party, like, but we do want our fair due. And I know that you know that it ain't been sweet. Like, it ain't been sweet. Long story short, accountability is our next step of revolution. When you are accountable for your shit, when you stand 10 toes on what you're doing, so this is an Islamic quote that I really love. It says, a wise person, back then everything was all masculine, so everything was man and him and him and him and him. We're going to break that down and we're going to make this more inclusive. So my revision of this quote is, a wise person is one who holds themselves accountable, for they are well aware of their deeds, thoughts, and relations. You hear that? A wise person is one who holds themselves accountable because they are well aware of their deeds, thoughts, and relations. Your actions, your thoughts, and your interactions. You're well aware of these things. So you hold yourself responsible for everything that comes from these deeds, thoughts, and relations. So moving forward, as a people, if we become more accountable, we're going to remove the power from these people with power. Because literally, we give them power. We're the ones voting for these people, man. We're the ones supporting these systems directly or indirectly. Directly, when we vote for these people and put them into power and then turn our backs and just turn the TVs off and forget whatever they're doing. Indirectly, that's what I mean. We turn our TVs off. We don't pay attention to the policies. We don't vote for anything locally. We're not thinking about anything else. We're not moving forward as a unit. We're just baffled by the ads and vote and just leave it like that, indirectly. But once we start becoming accountable for every point of our life, we're talking about the food we eat, we're talking about the things that we digest mentally, things that we digest physically, things that we digest mentally, things that we digest spiritually. We're going to change. We're going to see a change. We're going to move different. And that's when it becomes revolutionary, because the battle is no longer physical. It's now mental and spiritual. And you gain the power through the mental and the physical by re-educating yourself, relearning what you've been taught, reevaluating the game of life. I said reevaluating the game of life, realizing like, this life that this system that I've been brought up under, I thought I was going to go to high school and graduate, go to college and get a good job. Now it's like, you got an associate's, that's like a GED. You know what I'm saying? So you're making $15 an hour with an associate's, man. Like, how do you live on $15 an hour as an adult? You know what I mean? Like, these new iPhones is coming out, these stores is $1,200. A G. If you getting paid $15 an hour, working 40 hours a week, you paying your rent and your insurance, my dear, and you know it. You know it. So moving forward, accountability is the next step of revolution for us as a people of color. Because as we stand 10 toes on our decisions, our thoughts, and our relations, we're going to move differently in our interactions. We only going to have people around us as positive. And then once the people that see, yo, they ain't around no more, they doing that. They over there now. Like, they don't even come around no more. They ain't with the bullshit no more. Watch the community evolve as a whole. We're going to be showing our children different. We're going to be showing our peers different. And it's going to be a domino effect that's going to benefit us. So accountability, I wanted to make sure that was my first episode because it is so important to me. I learned accountability when I was sitting in front of that judge, standing in front of that judge just to stay. When they told me to rise and they read a sentence off of 5 years, and I had to stand in front of that judge and be like, damn, I'm taking that. That was the big deal. Like, that was a big, big deal, man. And I had to move through that time that I did sitting still, and I could have blamed anybody. I could have blamed anybody. Could have blamed my mother, could have blamed my father, could have blamed the society, could have blamed fucking rap music. I could have blamed anybody. But I learned accountability. I learned that I'm here because of my decisions. And what am I going to do next to better myself, to make sure that I don't make the same decision? You dig? Like, that's when accountability became real for me. I don't know when it's going to come real for you, but I know that this is a major part of our evolution, accountability, right? So let me break down what it looks like. What does accountability looks like? What does building accountability look like? All right? Because I'm not just going to come through and jot out some dope ass facts and expect you to get it all. No, I want to give you what it looks like. That's what it's called. The will to heal. What it looks like to heal, evolve, and love. So let's talk about it. My first point when it comes to healing, when it comes to anybody that's healing, I don't care where you came from. I don't care what your situation is, what your circumstances are. If you're trying to heal, my first point is always give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Forgive yourself for what you didn't know. Forgive yourself for being taught the wrong information. Forgive yourself. Give yourself grace because you didn't know it all. Now you can write these down. You can rewind the video later, come back, take your notes. I advise you to. But right now, we're just shooting it right now, straightforward. Maybe in the future, I'll get to the point to where, I'll have, PowerPoints pulled up on the screen and whatnot. But right now, we just giving it to you raw. So your first step towards healing is give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. You've given everybody else grace. You've forgiven everybody else. Forgive yourself. The second point, which is really the first point to accountability. So this is like the first step, is knowing that you need to be more accountable. You dig? Like, just think about that. Just the thought of knowing like, yo, I need to be more responsible is really the first step. That giving yourself grace, that probably will come after, it can come before. It's very vital. But knowing that you need to be more accountable is what I know to be the first step of accountability. Because unless you are aware that this is actually a right, this is actually a gift, this is actually a privilege, this is actually a step towards your growth, you're not going to really grab it. But when you know you need to be, when you hit that spot where you're like, yo, I can't, these motherfuckers is leading me to hell. I need to be responsible for everything now. That's a different perspective, right? The next step is your affirmations, those I ams. Yes, those I ams. Those I ams are very important. Shout out to my sister, Georgia Nubia, for everything she's doing down there in South Carolina. She has these affirming the beast. That's her poem. That's one of her books. And the I am is big for her. Like, I am powerful. I am magical. I am beautiful. I am smart. I am intelligent. I am gifted. I am God. I am the reflection of God. I am healed. I am power. Like, those I ams, those affirmations are super important. And it's basically accepting the power that you were given to be accountable. So we're going to quote the goddess right now. You already know. Like, if you don't know, you know. If you tapped in, you know. The sister Erica Badu, she said, since we were made in God's image, then call us by our name. Since we were made in God's image, then call us by our name. This is when the empowerment comes into accountability, because you realize, like, yo, I am the reflection of all. I am the reflection of the Creator. I am the reflection of God. Then what does that make me? What does that make you? What does that make you? If your father is God, your mother is God, what are you? Exactly. So hold on to that. That's that affirmation. It's bigger than just, I'm beautiful, I can do it, I'm resilient. I am the reflection of God. Look at yourself in the mirror. I am the reflection of God. God made me in His image, their image, our image. I am the reflection of God. I can do anything I put my mind to. That's the affirmations I want you to start calling for. Next step, practice awareness. Keep your mind open. Once you start practicing awareness, you're paying attention to your emotions. You're paying attention to your habits. You're paying attention to your relationship patterns. You're paying attention to every little thing about your life that you're doing that you might have been just doing randomly. Now you're doing it with intention. That's a huge part, man. Because I'll talk about that later. But yeah, intention is connected to manifestation. And you know, if you know like you hold the power of manifestation in your hands. You hold it in your mind. You hold it in your root chakra. You hold it in your whole being. Everything about you, you can tap into this level realm of manifestation. You did. Sometimes, you know, the next step, just a little PS. This ain't really the next step. It's another PS. It's sometimes self-awareness and accountability can look like selfishness to other people. Because now you're doing things that you didn't do before. Now you're not in the same circles anymore. Now you're starting to be intentional with your energy. Who gets this energy? Where is this energy going? What am I doing with my soul? Like, what am I doing with myself? And with that, that can make some people uncomfortable. That can make some people feel like you changing. And guess what? Nah, it ain't fuck them. It's love them. Love them, man. Still love these people. Still love the people that was where you was at before. Understand, they ain't get the lesson yet. They ain't got the gift yet. They ain't got the key yet. Man, you got to give them more love. Oh, I'm so sorry. Maybe from a distance. I have to give them that love from a distance. But you cannot turn your back and turn your nose up on them. Don't do that shit. Love them still. You feel me? Moving on to the last point of what I was kind of starting to say is accountability. It runs hand in hand with manifestations. It runs hand in hand with manifesting. Because as you begin to live with a certain sense of responsibility and intention, as you begin to live with a certain level of responsibility and intention, you tap in to your frequency of alignment. You have your responsibility and intention, and you're setting your mind and you're moving in accordance with what you want the outcome of your life to be. You align your soul to the frequency of your alignment, of your purpose, of your path, I should say. It's not going to be straightforward. It's going to be like, it's fluid, baby. It's fluid. It's influx, constantly influx. And that's a good thing. Like, that means that nothing stays the same. You got so many facets of yourself that need to grow, that need to change, that need to heal. You're not going to be in one lane forever. You dig? So that is the main piece of what I was really trying to bring all of this to. Accountability, being responsible for your shit. Accountability is revolutionary. It literally is a revolutionary act. It is standing against what you were told to be. It is standing up against the system that you were told to fold and be a slave to. You are now being accountable. You are now holding yourself responsible for everything you get. You ain't asking them no more. You ain't begging no more. You ain't over here saying, please don't kill me. You out here holding your ground. You doing what you need to do to survive and protect yourself, protect your family. And even further than that, it's a mental revolution. You're taking in the knowledge that you need. You're taking in the information that makes you better. It's a spiritual revolution. You are tapping into the levels that you need. You are holding yourself to a level of evolution. You are growing past where you were yesterday. This shit is real. This shit is real. Ain't nothing greater than being accountable for yourself. You are no longer the victim. You are no longer the victim. You are no longer the victim. How do you heal when you are the victim? When you are always the victim, how do you find true healing? You're just looking at your past, the last issue, the last trauma, the last scar. You ain't looking at where that shit started. That's the power of accountability. Recognizing the root, the source, the beginning, so that you can move forward, grow, and heal. I love you, man. This is what we're doing. We're going to be here again. It's episode 1, accountability. I'm October Brown. It's very less I need to say, very little I need to say left. But thank you. Thank you for tapping in. I love you, tribe. I see you, tribe. Let's keep growing. My evolutionaries, peace and light. Blessings.